Hello and welcome to another episode of the Gohndim Gilmore Show. Today's episode is brought to you by the Boston News Network, the only new age digital newspaper that brings you only the facts.
And welcome back, everyone. And we have a great show in store for you today. We have returning either 6th or 7th time guest Marlow in the studio. Marlow, how are you?
Doing great. How are you, boys?
We're doing well. Gohndim, you?
Well, you just spoke for me. You said we're doing well, so we're doing well.
Okay, cool. So we brought you back today. We figured it's been, a few weeks and the people haven't heard from you. So just wanted to make sure everything's good on your end and kind of talk about some current events and some somewhat current events with you. So just before we got on, we were talking about a potential Project 2029 kind of jumping off the Project 2025 by the Republicans or MAGA in the last election. So we found a website, found it just had kind of generic platitudes, so we decided to have our own plan. So do you want to start off, Marlow?
Absolutely. So I think for me, one of the biggest things that we need to do moving forward, like kind of as a preventative measure to, make sure that we don't end up in this kind of similar situation again on any sphere of the political spectrum. I think that there should be a constitutional amendment to institute a basic minimum literacy and rhetorical analysis test as a barrier to voting. And when I say literacy and rhetorical analysis, what I'm saying there is someone should be able to read a paragraph. They should be able to identify the core meaning of the paragraph, and they should be able to identify if and where the paragraph contradicts itself. And that should be the only barrier to vote, other than obviously having your documents in order.
Isn't this going to disproportionately impact Democrats, though? I mean, look at the literacy rate in Philadelphia. I think it's isn't it like 40% of adults cannot, speak or write to like a 3rd or 4th grade level? I think this is going to disproportionately impact Democrats, sadly.
I think that it should come with a in addition to our public education system that allows for people to remediate their literacy skills for free, because I think that is a public good. It allows people to move through the world more conscientiously. It enables higher abstraction in their thoughts, better critical thinking, a greater understanding of the world around them. I think that requiring people to take care of this skill and to keep this skill up and running and giving them opportunities to remediate their learning on this skill makes our world a better place.
I actually don't know. What is the current expert opinion or sentiment about why the American education system is so fucking retarded? And what I mean by that is that I remember hearing 10 years ago, it was well, America has, just to do the meme, 6 or 7 times the number of administrative positions relative to Nordic countries. And that's why the costs are so expensive. And that's why the cost to educate a student is so much more expensive. But that doesn't really explain some of the results. Is it the funding mechanism? I just don't understand how our schools are so shit. I think I was in a discussion with Evie or someone else about this. I feel like there's 4 or 5 states that do education really well, at least based on the metrics. Thank God Minnesota is one of them, and I think the other 4 are clearly, for the most part, Democratic states. But it's what is the problem with education in this country? Marlow, as an educator, do you have any actual opinions on this?
From where I'm standing, it appears to be a problem of perspective and of goals. Anecdotally, my district has run itself as though it is a corporation or a company, which is really frustrating because there's no cash value. There's no literal cash value on a child's education. The education is the product and it is a good in and of itself. And I'll give you an example. At the end of the academic year last year, we had to fire, I think it was 10% of our teaching workforce due to budget cuts, due to dropping population. And then when we came back over the course of the summer for the new academic year, there were new printers in every office in the district. And there was a bullshit reason, FERPA violations and people leaving stuff on the printer that identified other people's information they weren't supposed to know. But it's so instead of just instituting a disciplinary policy to hold people accountable for the things that they print, we're just going to get new printers. And when the kiln in the art room broke, I went through and looked at it with the art teacher. I used to work as a studio tech in a ceramic studio, and we found where it was broken. It was like 18 inches of wire and one coupling. You could have fixed it yourself for like $40 or paid an electrician like $100 to fix it, and they bought a new kiln for $5,000. So, uh, retardation, I think is the right word for that.
Okay, so we kind of agree. It's just retarded. This is my problem, I guess. This will summarize the problem with Project 2029 versus what Republicans are doing. One of the platitudes on here is guarantee full participation in American life for every community. And then one of the action items is reestablishing the White House Gender Policy Council to support women. This is why Democrats lose elections. I really don't understand. I really don't understand. And as I declared the other day in the other server, I'm just going back to full MGTOW. Marlow, maybe you can talk me off the ledge. We have coddled women for the last 3 decades, and now they're socially advantaged in every aspect of American modern life. Why the fuck are men remaining so willing cuckolds? I guess I don't understand.
I certainly wouldn't be putting up with it. I think it's absolutely the case that women are socially advantaged, and they're at this point educationally advantaged, and we're slowly becoming financially advantaged due to the previous two factors. I don't know if coddled is how I would frame it. I think that in the last 10 years I would frame it as coddled. But I just, frankly, I don't think that mandating equal representation by gender gives anybody who works hard to have their position any kind of good feelings or honor or merit based on their hard work. I think it's good to try to make sure you have a diverse portfolio of people if you can, but having mandates for those kinds of things just probably means you end up without the people that can do the job the best.
And just to bring Gilmore into this conversation, this is the 5th point under the guarantee full participation in American life for everyone. They're talking about replacing the current blanket ban on transgender participation in sports. And of course, Gilmore does not support any kind of positive policies for trans people. So Gilmore, you would remove this from the platform, just to be clear.
Well, just to, restate my opinion from the other podcast, I think that trans people should have the same rights and abilities as everyone else in American society. I think that they should be able to get the healthcare they need. I think they shouldn't be restricted by the government, whether it be the federal or state governments doing so. And they should be able to, pursue happiness just like every other American in this country.
But just shut the fuck up and don't lose us the election. That's kind of your point, Gilmore.
Well, the issue isn't the actual trans people. The issue is the people that are politicians unable to actually put forth.
Wait. Why did you say like that? That was transphobic. The actual trans people? Who are you the judge?
What do you mean?
You're determining who is trans? The actually trans?
No, I'm saying the citizens who are trans are not the issue. It's the politicians unable to have.
Okay.
Wait, so now trans people might not be citizens de facto? What are you saying?
Well, there are tons of trans people who aren't U.S. citizens, just in different countries.
God, okay. Where does it end? All right.
So yeah, the issue is that the politicians putting forth certain platforms unable to actually have any comprehensive or coherent stances on the issue. That's where the issue comes with for Democrats.
All right.
Classic Democrat problem.
I'm not sure what else is on this platform. What should be on the platform for Democrats in 2029?
I think the biggest thing for the Democratic Party is to just let the party basically pick the candidate at this point and not have actually for both parties I'd prefer if we went back to the system where people in smoke-filled rooms just picked out the candidates for each party so we could avoid another Trump situation, but I don't think that's ever happening again.
But how did that work out for the Democrats when they basically anointed Kamala Harris the late successor to Joe Biden? I
think the issue was just having Biden run for the second time in the first place.
But I don't know. Don't you think too many people were running cover for him even the first time he ran? I don't know. Wasn't it kind of embarrassing to have all these people be like, no, he's actually very coherent and he's just an old man and he's always been like this? I don't know. I feel like these people did a disservice to the entire Democratic Party and the country. And you couldn't argue these people because these people were like, well, it's Trump, and it's just shut the fuck up. Biden was clearly, I don't know. Was it called not moonlighting, sundowning?
Moonlighting. He's kind of moonlighting, I guess.
He was clearly fucking kind of retarded, going into 2020 even. I'm sorry.
I think he was the issue the Democrats had in 2020 was that obviously that everyone went way too far left that were the candidates and were saying crazy shit that they didn't even personally believe, and would have to like backtrack in the second debate and say like, oh, I actually didn't mean that the first time. I think Kamala had the same issue, and he was
Yeah.
the only one who actually had like steadfast points and actually stuck by them throughout the election.
A few people have made this point that the biggest issue is actually just like how the primaries incentivize radicalization on both sides, like both on the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. I'm not sure if I actually agree with that because like it feels like the moderates have kind of won out a lot of times on the Democratic side. I don't know. Maybe I'm just cooked.
I think the only kind of further left person, well, I guess with Bernie Sanders and Hillary, but that was like a kind of a coke dream that he would win in the first place.
But what did she actually concede on? Like even going into the convention, did she like maybe say like would get a $15 minimum wage or something? Like okay, big deal. I don't understand.
You say for Hillary?
I'm saying like what concessions did she realistically actually? What did Bernie actually move her on? Like going into the convention, even. I'm genuinely asking. I don't remember.
His biggest things that he moved them on were in the next election when they got rid of the super delegates and they made the process more quote unquote democratic going forward. And then also when he ran the next time, also moving the rest of the candidates further left. But besides that, it wasn't really much during the Clinton election, at least.
I have to say, it's fun. Oh, go ahead,
Like
Marlow.
I just can't believe that like we spent fully like 8 years being on the left and like believing that somehow it's racist to have a border that functions. That was what really always bothered me. I I'm so glad that like left-leaning politicians like Tallarico are kind of coming up to the plate to like take a swing at it because like his whole, the border should be like our, front porch. Like there should be a welcome mat and a lock on the door. Like I'm so glad to hear like people who are wholeheartedly willing to like pass like welfare state policies and expansion of healthcare and taxation of the wealthy, also talking about how it's not fucking racist to have a secure border. God bless.
Yeah, I think just the way that the Republican Party has, talked about immigration in the last, 20 or 30 years, maybe even since like H.W. Bush. I mean, it's just not very helpful for, building consensus to get to a solution. Like, I don't understand. Like, immigration is absolutely needed, and I don't know. It just I don't understand how these people can be so fucking retarded and look at tariffs and all the things that we're doing to like hurt ourselves economically. Like I just don't really have a lot of patience, or I just want people to hurt economically. I want the next recession. I don't really give a fuck. I think a lot of people should suffer, and I'm just done like caring about these people. So I just don't give a fuck.
I'm really good at being poor, so basically if we have a recession, I'll just like go back to the shed days and it'll be fine for me. So I just really hope that if we do have an economic recession, that it especially hurts red states and that the MAGA voter base dwindles in population.
Gilmore wants to take care of all the Republicans, so it's very sad, very cucked.
I just want to take care of the poor people living in those red states who did nothing wrong, but I think as the days go on, I get more and more jaded, so maybe I'll be on your side by 2029.
Well, I have a question actually, Gilmore. Do you think that it was a moral wrong to vote for Donald Trump the third time?
Yeah, certainly.
Hmm.
I think even the second time, but yeah.
I agree with that too. I have family members, like like almost all of my family, outside of my immediate family, has voted for Donald Trump 3 times, which is like really, I don't know how to talk to these people.
I think it's tough. I mean, a lot of people are just like incentivized to maintain the positions they hold, right? And I don't know. There's something to be said about the way that libtard media has spoken to people over the years, or the way that like you shame people for their political views. Like I have a large family on both sides, and it's actually a pretty healthy mix of like Democrats and Republicans. But like I think we've all been in these circumstances where like there's someone who's scolding someone for some position or issue that they hold, but the person that's doing the scolding is just as retarded as the person that they're lecturing. It's just like sometimes the way discourse happens, even like on a very personal, intimate level with people that you know very well, is just not very helpful or useful. And I don't like to go so far as to say it's like a moral wrong for people to vote for Trump necessarily, even the third time, even though it's like beyond, mentally retarded given what happened on January 6th. Because like a lot of people don't put that much stock into like, politics. Like there's a whole bunch of normal average people who all they care about is, the price of utilities and their family, and they maybe have like one or two pet issues where like they agree with like the talking points or the headlines of like people on a certain side. I had an aunt who basically only voted on abortion. Like literally that was the only thing she cared about. So like I don't put a ton of stock into it, but there's something to be said about like not being able to reach these people on either side on certain issues. To be clear, I don't know how you do it. It just I don't. These people don't seem to be thinking people normally.
Yeah, I think it takes a lot to get someone who's on either side to vote for the opposing side or to not vote for either side, I guess, in that instance, in terms of Trump. So I understand the reluctance to call them, morally bad people or immoral. I would like to think that if there was a Democrat running for office in the general election who was as unhinged and insane and unwilling to follow the law as Trump, I wouldn't vote for them. But again, I haven't been put in that situation, so it's hard to see where they're coming from.
What was the hypotheticals that Destiny and Hutch and Pisco were talking about? Would you vote for Hassan or Trump or Epstein or Trump? I mean, Gilmore, if it's Epstein and Trump, who are you voting for?
I don't know what Epstein's political platform is.
I assume he's like more aligned with Democrats and is not going to like destroy America, and he's not going to be some.
So in terms of Trump, I'm less concerned about his lifestyle and moral failings that way. It's just his inability to actually follow the Constitution and unwillingness to even try to at all. That's really my concern. So like if it came to like Hassan, I don't think Hassan would follow the law at all. So I'd vote for probably pretty much any Republican over Hassan for president.
Any Republican over Hassan?
I mean, within reason. Like I wouldn't vote for. I mean, Trump would be the extreme one, but pretty much any other Republican who's run for office in the last like decade who's gotten like any electoral votes, I'd vote for.
I think I actually would vote for Trump over Hassan because at least Trump is kind of retarded. And Hassan's just evil on purpose.
Yeah,
I disagree. Hassan. I think he's also just a dumb person, but
wait, Trump or Hassan?
Hassan. Oh, both.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. Just kill me. Fade me.
Yeah, I actually would probably need to be put on suicide watch if it was that bad of a hypothetical, like in real life. Yeah.
The only reason I would vote for Hassan is because he seems less capable of getting mass support. So that'd be like the one benefit of voting for him is that he would be able to.
Oh, wait, you would actually vote for Hassan over Trump?
I'm saying that's the only benefit of voting for Hassan over Trump is that he wouldn't have the support from like Congress or anyone else in the first place.
I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm. Yeah, Hassan would actively conspire with like China and allow them to take over Taiwan.
He would bomb Israel. Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like it's not good for your. This is the crazy thing. Wait, I'm gonna ask Marlow live on the spot. Not to put you on the spot, Marlow. We're not gonna laugh at you for this. How many Jews do you think exist globally?
I don't think it's very many, and I think there were like, I want to say that there's really only like 35 million.
So I looked it up just the other day because I thought this was crazy. There are still only 15.7, I just double checked here, million Jews worldwide as of 2023. Now let me ask you this. If that is true, does that make sense that there was 6 million killed in 1940 to 1945?
Well, maybe that's why there's only so few now.
I'm just saying 15 million. And we spent all this disproportionate time talking about Israel and like the Israel-Palestine war and all this money that goes to Israel for 15 million Jews.
Well, it's not Judaism's fault that they're the pariah of the global stage. Like, you really have Catholicism to thank for that. So yeah, congrats the papacy. You did this.
Shout out to Bagels one time.
That's whack. I'm mad. I almost guessed 12. I would have been closer, and then I was like, no, that's literally not possible.
And of those 15 million, practically all of them live in either the US or Israel.
Yeah, and it's like 40%, 40%.
Live in New York City.
In New York City? Oh my god. I have no idea.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT right the fuck now. I wanna know.
Wait, let me guess. I think of the about 7 million Jews who live in the U.S., I would say that in just New York City, like within the 5 boroughs,
I think it's like 30% or something.
I don't think it's that high. I would say it's around 750,000.
Well, let's see, 40% of I'm not doing math after
Okay,
hours.
it looks like if ChatGPT is to be believed, we're looking at about 960,000 Jews living in New York City, which is about 6% of the global Jewish population.
Yeah.
If you include the greater New York City metro area, it's about 12% of the world's global Jewish population.
Oh my God, pretty close then, okay.
That's crazy.
And with all the anti-Semitism there already is in the U.S., it's going to get even worse in like the next 20 or 30 years when the majority of Jews in the U.S. are going to be Hasidic or Orthodox Jews and not like non-religious or conservative or Reformed Jews.
Is there a mean word that you can call people who think Jews are really cool but like aren't really super Zionist? Because like I'm an atheist, but Judaism is my favorite religion, probably.
Wait, so someone who's Jew that is okay with Judaism but doesn't like Zionism?
I'm kind of agnostic on Zionism. Like it seems like y'all need a place to live, you know.
So what would you define as Zionism in this definition?
You know what? My understanding of that term is that the currently dedicated like geographic area where Israel is now should remain Israel and not be anything else.
Okay.
I think I would define Zionism as like this selfish, entitled feeling or urge to like appropriate land for your own needs. Like even though you're only like 0.001% of the world's population. I don't know. I am actually so anti-Israel now, and it's partially because of Gilmore's takes on like let's just import anti-Semitic people into the country and let's just perpetuate all these like stereotypes and just like fuck my own people over. Like this is my thing these days. If you're not going to take care of yourselves, I'm absolved from like caring about things that impact you. I don't give a fuck. This extends to broke people. This extends to poor people. This extends to Republican voters, Democratic voters. Don't give a fuck. Everyone can suffer except for me. Okay.
The issue is that I have no connection whatsoever to Israel, so you shouldn't let my views.
Gilmore, that's not going to matter when they're fucking going through the rolls and being like, we need to make camps in America for the 12% of the population.
I'm not saying it'll matter in that front. I'm saying that in terms of your support for Israel or not support for Israel, it shouldn't make a dent in that.
No, it does because I just can't be concerned about people that don't care for themselves and their people. Like it's a very cucked position.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just grateful for the invention of brisket. I think that's pretty great. Appreciate y'all for that.
Is that a Jewish invention?
Technically speaking, yes. That's my understanding of the culinary history of the brisket.
Is it really? Wow, interesting.
That makes it even more. Jewish inventions Wikipedia page. It's very thorough.
Well, I know it's thorough because like you guys are like disproportionately like, is it like 50x represented in terms of like Nobel prizes across the board? Like it's just crazy.
Cool.
Like don't get me wrong. I love your people for their contributions to like science and medicine and war and things of this nature. And you know,
well, I don't know about that part, but
yeah, it's a generally a good people. But I don't support the state anymore.
Yeah, it seems like there needs to be a big Doge style audit of the entire government of Israel. It seems like shit stinks in there, almost as bad as ours.
Oh my God.
Going back to what you were saying before, Marlow, I think I'm on the same page as you in terms of being okay with Jews, but being a little skeptical of what's going on in Israel.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked.
This is what I'm saying, man. We don't support it. Okay. We, at the end of the episode of the Owlish, which I don't think is out yet, so Marlow, you're not going to be aware of this, but I had Gilmore and Owlish both try to come up with like the most unique sentence ever uttered. The idea being like, just say something that like, you know, it's coherent in the sense that, you know, it makes a full sentence, but it's probably never been uttered before on the planet. Well, I think that was outdone a few days ago with this story. We talked about it a little bit in the pre-show. This was the CNN article. Quote, quadruple amputee cornhole player fatally shoots man, authorities say. This is just the wildest story. There's like Everyone needs to go look at the video clips of this guy shooting a gun. Gilmore, have you
I
seen it
saw
yet?
those.
So I didn't see him shooting the gun, but I saw him climb a tree while holding a gun.
So this fucking quaddie is shooting a gun. He's a professional cornhole player. It's just crazy. What a story. And then he like drives away. He murdered his friend or something. I don't even understand.
That's so inspiring. If I ever lose a limb, I'll never give up.
Is that super ableist that I just called him a quaddie? I don't know. Fuck.
Probably.
I'll blip it out in post. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
Did you see this story? I don't know if you guys like follow like not like true crime, but like active court cases and courtroom dramas and all that. Do you guys follow that stuff or no?
Some of them.
Yeah, the Afro Man stuff, yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, Afro Man stuff, that's a good one, actually. There's a case right now in Massachusetts, and I feel like it's always, like, police misconduct in Massachusetts, where a officer, or former officer, I'm not sure, like a younger woman, she was in her house, and she had a newborn, and she had either, I guess, a boyfriend or fiance, I'm not really sure, who filed a restraining order against her. And the police in the same department that she worked in came to her house, and part of the restraining order was that she had to give up her child for 2 weeks, give up her dog for 2 weeks. They were just taking everything from her, and she was like, "Oh my god!" Like she's freaking out. She was suffering from depression. So she went upstairs and got a gun and like held a gun to her head and was about to kill herself. And before she could do that, the cops or one of the cops came upstairs and saw her holding a gun to her head and shot her in the chest. She didn't
Oh my
die,
God.
thankfully. She survived it all. But they charged her with assault against a police officer because they're claiming that she pointed the gun at the police officer who eventually shot her. So she's currently on trial for assault with a deadly weapon for allegedly pointing the gun at the officer. What do you guys
No
thoughts
body
on that?
cam footage?
Yes,
No
it's
body
not a
cam.
body cam.
No, nothing. No body cam. The only video there is she had like a zoom camera inside her porch, so you see like the cops coming in while she's holding her child, but nothing else besides that.
What's her like psychiatric history? Like, is it known that she's kind of fucking fucked in the head or what?
I don't think she had any psychiatric treatment. Usually, cops can't go to therapy because they're not allowed to have a gun anymore.
Do you know
So
what's crazy to me? How many people that I know personally that I shouldn't say like in my like inner circle, but like a couple circles out, where like they have partners or girlfriends or like family members that like suffered really bad from like postpartum depression. That shit is fucking wild. I didn't realize like as a kid that how many women are completely whacked out about that forever. Holy shit, that's fucking scary. Just a side note.
Well, we appreciate that. But yeah, so she's currently on trial. It's like the third day of trial right now, and she testified today. So, and there's no jury; it's totally up to a judge. She waived a jury trial, so I'm kind of curious which way the judge finds it. I personally find that the fact that she had her kid taken away, had her dog taken away, and she got shot in the chest is like enough punishment. But I guess we'll see what the judge does.
Yeah, holy shit.
Anyway, on to Afro Man. Afro Man was trying just to live his life when like they broke down his gate and they tried to eat his lemon pound cake. Marlow, are you familiar with the story?
I followed it more closely than I tend to follow other court cases. He's truly an American hero and an advocate of the First Amendment.
Bro, when I realized this actually went to trial, which I didn't think I realized until like day 2, I was just fucking obsessed. Like the testimony in this case is fucking wild. Where like the only witness that Afro Man calls is the divorced
ex-wife?
wife, the ex-wife of like.
That was great. Yeah.
Bro, this is crazy. And then when they had that actual, what's her fucking name? It's Lisa or whatever, and he made the video like lick 'em low Lisa, and they're making her watch like the video where like the actor, the mitter or actress in the music video is like licking the pussy of a stripper. Bro, this is the wildest court case. I was dying. I watched like every video like 5 times. I was just cry laughing. Holy shit. This is the best thing that's happened, like I think in probably a year.
I think
so
she was the
glad-
only officer I felt bad for was the woman, Lisa.
Did she deserve to get, was she not doing anything as bad as the other cops?
Well, this was like a bullshit warrant is what it came down to. I don't know if any individual cop knew one way or the other.
I'm just really glad to see Republican snowflakism represented in media so cleanly, because we all know that every single one of those cops is a Republican, and we all know that every single one of those cops is a goddamn snowflake. Listen, I believe in law enforcement. I believe that we should be funding the police more and training them better. But the fact that these people tried to cry bully their way out of being called out for being retarded and then got served, just incredible for me.
Bro,
Yeah, I was a little worried for him because it was also like an all-white town, and the jury was also all white. So I was kind of curious if they would just find against him just because he was being kind of crazy during the case. But thankfully, he prevailed.
When the sheriff was literally like, they were sending me pound cakes from all over. It's like, bro, what the fuck? And then the fact that they let him wear that getup, holy shit! This is like an epic. Yeah, this was a great trial.
Dude, I'd be like thrilled if I got like hundreds of pound cakes just mailed to my house. That's like
Same.
incredible. Just eat them and
I should
donate
break
them.
into
Who
someone's
cares?
house.
Right.
It was just so funny. But Lick 'em Low Lisa, I watched that testimony like 12 times. I just can't get over it. The fact that they just played the video in court, I don't know. How do we get on this topic? I forgot already.
I was just talking about the Massachusetts cop case.
Do you think it's true that we're closer to a nuclear accident right now than any other point in history?
I have no idea, but I'm going to say no.
Of all presidencies in office right now. And he also seems really easy to manipulate, you know? Like you could probably rage bait Donald Trump into nuking like Ukraine easily.
I feel like Donald Trump's the president who's like, can't we just use a small tactical nuke? Like I feel like he's the guy who like would actually just float these things that are so retarded that I don't know.
Hate to see it. This is actually why I recently rewatched Doctor Strangelove because I was like, maybe the hilarity and the like, you know, what's it called? Hyperbole of that movie will comfort me. And I actually feel worse now. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why I wrote this note down. I was going to lead into Doctor Strangelove. I wrote down the note about Gilmore not knowing what the Goldsboro accident was, where we had like a near-miss nuclear disaster. Was it in North Carolina?
Yeah.
That's why I wrote it down because Marlow watched Doctor Strangelove, or what's the subtitle, or How I Learned to Love the Bomb or something.
I learned to stop worrying and love the bomb.
Yeah, I think we watched that in high school, but I don't remember what the fuck class that was for because I've seen it before and like, yeah, I haven't seen it since though.
Yeah, Kubrick is a god for that. It's genuinely one of the funniest movies. I also don't laugh at a lot of comedies, so maybe I'm miscalibrated.
God, I watched some really bad comedies lately. I'm on a quest to like watch a bunch of movies as like a goal for 2026 because I haven't watched a lot of movies. God, what was I can't even think of them. The comedies are just so fucking bad these days.
You can't remember any of them that you watched recently?
I could look at my letterbox. What was one? It was like Masterminds or Megaminds or something.
The animated comedy?
No, it was like with fucking that Zach Galifianakis and some, or not Zach. What's his name? I don't know. Fucking actors.
the
Comedies
fat
aren't funny unless you're like a 12-year-old boy.
I love comedies, so thank you for that.
God damn it, Gilmore. Like what?
I saw one recently. I think it came out in the last like 5 years. Ricky Stenicki with John Cena. Have you seen that one?
No, but I really liked John Cena's appearance in the Peacemaker series. That was actually one of the only funny things that I found funny in a long time.
So you should definitely watch this movie. It's very, very good, and John Cena like steals the show.
Here's one that I watched. MacGruber. Have you seen that before?
I haven't seen that, but I heard it was funny.
Fucking retarded. Masterminds. Who does this actually star? I don't even know. It doesn't even say the actor's name on Letterboxd or whatever. I just said, holy fuck, what a truly awful movie.
Oh, what's that? Galifianakis. Yeah. I haven't seen that.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, but I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was that movie? Didn't you say you liked Friendship, Gilmore?
It's very weird. It's very niche. I wouldn't recommend it to most people.
I think I watched it. I can't remember what I gave it here, but like,
my wife refused to finish that movie.
It was like cringe in all the wrong places. I feel like it just
yeah. Well, that's his style though. So he's like a very
people say this stuff like I know the directors and shit. Like, oh my god, that's a blah 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 blah. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, who directed that?
The main star is the writer of it.
Okay, I found a good comedy. I found a good comedy that I liked this year. Grumpy Old Men, a classic. Okay. Filmed in Minnesota.
I'll give it a shot then. I didn't give it a chance just based on the title.
A Minecraft
Jack
movie.
Lemmon?
Terrible. Wait, you never seen Grumpy Old Men, Gilmore?
No.
Okay, that's your homework. Everyone go home and watch Grumpy Old Men. Like it's
Okay,
kind of
check
an
it
old
out.
timey movie, but it's a great movie. Okay.
I love Jack Lemmon. Very good actor.
The Odd Couple, him and Walter, was it Matthau? How do you say his name?
He was in 12 Angry Men, and also one of my favorite movies of all time, Glengarry Glen Ross.
What's that about?
It's a play was made into a movie about these three guys who are selling or like buying leads to sell like property to people, but it's like very like I don't know how to describe it. Kevin Spacey's in it. It's really, really good. You should definitely watch it.
Sick. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Have you guys seen Nick Fuentes' like huge turnaround lately?
I saw some clips, but
No.
only because MK sends them to me.
Oh my God. Why did it? Oh my God. I'm not non-binary, but I'm they them adjacent, and so often I bring something up and someone was like, "Oh yeah, MK was just talking about that." It makes me feel kind of special, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I don't like regularly consume Nick Fuentes content, but when I'm sent it, usually it's pretty funny. Like I saw his post about like wanting Obama back because he wants adults in the room. And what was the other thing that he said? What did he flip on? I forget. There was another popular one that just surfaced in the last couple of days.
Like literally advocating that people vote Democrat at this point.
I don't know. Like what?
Does he just hate like conspiracy theories and people who are just like kooky and things like that?
I'm not sure what his deal is. I think he's just a really frustrated person. And like I was kind of shocked because I also recently heard some stuff from him saying that like full-throated race antipathy is just retarded, and that like just hating people on the basis of race unequivocally at all times 100% is actually stupid, and like it's obvious that there are cool black people and it's obvious that there are cool Mexican people, and I didn't know what to do with that. I
Yeah,
was very confused by
that's
that.
what I was thinking of. That I saw that one. So he was talking about like it's one thing to say the blacks and the whites or something, but he's like, but to actually like harbor like hatred for these people as like a monolith group. I guess yeah, I saw that was the clip I was thinking of. I think my favorite Nick Fuentes clip that I've been sent by someone who will not be named again is when he goes on a rant about Bucky's the gas station. Have you seen this one before?
Oh my God, I hate Bucky's the gas station. I have to
He's
see
like
this clip.
He's like Bucky's is like he kind of portrays it as like the epitome of like the cultural cesspool that is America. It's such a funny fucking rant.
It's
He's
so,
like,
oh my God. I don't love it when I share opinions with Nick Fuentes, but that's a big one for me.
like it is funny though because like in America we're just like so used to so much shitty stuff. Like it should be like the bare minimum to have like a clean fucking gas station. Like it's so crazy that you can
Seriously.
travel over most parts of the country and you have to stop at this shitty ass fucking gas station where it's like you don't trust the food. That's what he says. He's like, oh, great, you can get a hot dog that doesn't give you botulism. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like there's like I don't know. We have like one gas station brand around here that is like decent, and it's like the only place you can stop because you don't want to get like fucking some kind of STD by just taking a leak in the bathroom. I don't know. It's just weird. But
Where
that
I
should be
live,
like
you
that
can't
should be the
even
bare
use
minimum
the
standard.
bathroom. They won't even let you use the bathroom in the gas stations in the Pacific Northwest because everybody's homeless and they think you're gonna do drugs in there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That was wild to me. Like I hadn't been to a Starbucks in years, and it's like, oh no, you can't use the bathroom until they give you the code at the counter.
It's
It's just like,
rowdy.
it's just crazy.
That's actually a question I've been meaning to ask both of y'all. So like everyone always bitches and complains about like how to fix the homeless like problem because we have a way like we just haven't done anything about our homeless population that seems to have any effect. And everyone's constantly arguing about what's the right thing to do. And I wanted to ask you guys if like you had any opinions on that topic.
I
I
think
don't know how to solve it, but I think you like have to forcibly just remove people from the streets and encampments and tents and
Damn,
just
okay.
make it like not feasible for them to. I mean, the biggest issue obviously is the drugs, and that's why they don't want to go to homeless shelters because there are enough like actual places to house these people for the most part. I think you just have to like force them to not do drugs and to put them in facilities where they just can't do drugs. Is what it comes down to.
there's a couple really obvious solutions to this, and everyone listen up if you're a libtard or if you're in law enforcement in particular, or if you're in some of these like grant funded community like cleanup patrols which exist in a lot of libtard cities now. Step number one: you are no longer carrying Narcan. I don't give a fuck. If there's like a homeless person that's like about to die in the fucking skywalk or like the street or something, these people do not need to be saved. Their time is up. I don't care how like easy and cheap Narcan is. Fuck it. That's step number one. Step number two is stop giving these people like free shelter when they're like already drug addicted and drug addled and whatever. Like give people that are clean and like not on drugs, give them the priority spaces in these limited shelters. Step number three is like literally contact countries that are struggling for labor, like in the middle of Africa, and sell some of these people into quasi slavery to kind of get rare earth materials out of the earth. It's better than children doing it. So it's just a moral calculation there.
My only concern is that, like, as soon as we start treading on the civil and human rights of homeless people, even though they're quite literally throwing away their own civil and human rights of their own volition on a regular basis, it just creates a precedent of ignoring people's civil and human rights in ways that I'm not comfortable with because I want to keep my civil and human rights. So I feel like I should respect theirs too.
I think it's just frustrating.
We already have rules against like soliciting and like loitering and staying in parks overnight. So I think you just enforce those rules, really.
But it's just disgusting. Like, I don't know. I don't live in like a big city, but every time I travel to like a decent city these days, and you're like supposed to be like on vacation, or you're supposed to, maybe you're going to like a sports game or something, and this actually happened to me and my sister one time. We were at a Vikings game. On the way back, we're like walking to the parking garage, getting ready to leave the cities. We saw a guy, number one, down one alley taking a shit and then taking a piss down like the next alley. It's like we're living in like a modern society, and like the fact that you have to like step over like shit and puke and there's litter everywhere, and like our cities are like disgusting. Littering is something that just blows my mind. I don't understand why people fucking do this, but the fact that you can walk down like these major cities that are like thriving economic hubs, or at least at one point were, and just see all this shit and see like the filth of society and like in human culture, like I'm done with it. Like just fucking these people can change or they can get the fuck out. I really don't care to help these people, to be honest.
I have a solution for the littering problem. What do you, let me see if you guys like it. I think that we should let children sign up to be community volunteers to be like literally neighborhood watch against littering. And if they, on their little smartphones, get a video of you littering, they get rewarded and you get a fine.
Actually really funny.
So they like take pictures and like videotape people littering? Is that what they do?
I advocate giving body cams to all children who want to do civil volunteering of this kind. That way it's harder to abduct them, and they can roam freely.
Yeah. So just all kids have body cams, basically.
It's harder to abduct them.
Yes.
That's bad news for SPF. Oh my god.
I think it's a foolproof plan, and I think it would give kids a feeling of civic pride, and I think it would lead to a better society.
And probably teach them not to litter.
Exactly.
Wait, Gilmore, were you a Boy Scout?
No, I didn't do that. Were you?
No, I don't know. I never asked that question though. 'Cause I thought you might have been.
I begged my parents to let me be a Boy Scout. They said no.
Probably a good thing. Like, do you know how many people get like assaulted in the Scouts? Kind of fucked up.
Well, they wouldn't let me be a Girl Scout either because they were like, they'll turn you into a Democrat.
Was
Guess
it safer
what,
to,
bitch?
Was it safer to be a Catholic altar boy or a Boy Scout? Like statistically, I'm not even sure.
I'm not sure either. I wasn't a Catholic altar boy. Catholics don't let girls be altar boys, but I was an altar boy.
Did you guys ever have like go to like a summer camp?
Yeah,
Yeah,
every
dude,
summer.
the fact that I didn't get like sexually assaulted as a child in Christian summer camp, God bless having fucking autism. That shit saved me. I was too weird and creepy to be attractive to fucking pedophiles. Also, like, I mean, y'all have seen my glasses. I was just a very terrifying looking child.
Oh my god.
I went to a Jewish sleepaway camp for, I think, 5 or 6 years. I can't remember how long. I never felt like I was going to get assaulted at any point in time, so maybe the Jews are just better at this.
I went to the strangest camp, and well, someone else had this experience as well. And before I get called the fat obese child, I went to diabetic camp, but it was my friend who was diabetic. And so like there was like a camp to like educate people about diabetes. It was the weirdest thing. I'm not even sure how they fucking found it. It was like in the middle of like nowhere, northern Minnesota. And it was the strangest thing. But like, it's crazy to me. The reason I thought about this is like, I think Merles and I have talked about this years ago, where like would you let your kids like go on a sleepover because it's so much more likely for them to be like sexually assaulted or something, or like, do you actually trust the people that you're staying with? And I just started thinking about like, assaults and like the camps, like Boy Scouts and summer camps and shit. It's just crazy to me. Like, it's not something I thought about as a kid, and nothing bad happened, but it just happens to so many people. It's really fucked up.
If I had kids, I would invite my kids' friends' parents to go on like a group camping trip and be like, yo, Bill, Darlene, you guys want to go, on a camping trip so our kids can go camping together and I'll fucking shoot you if you touch my kid? How about that?
It's just wild though, because like a lot of my best childhood memories were like sleepovers with my best friends. Like I only stayed at like, I think a cousin's house and like two of my really, really good friends. Maybe there was like another handful where it was like group birthday parties or something, but like some of my legit best memories are sleepovers that I have with my best friend. There was one time where he stayed at my house for like 3 days in a row, and then I remember his mom calling on like the third or fourth day and be like, "You were fucking coming home today." It's just we had like a purple tent set up in my basement, and we were playing video games for like 3 fucking solid days. So, but like some of those are like my best memories, and so like giving those up, I don't know, it's just so weird to me.
Were you allowed to just go like to walk over to a friend's house without really getting like parental permission or anything like that?
Oh, it's crazy. I had the least amount of restrictions on my movement of all time, and my sister had like 30 times like the restrictions
Oh
that I
my
had.
god.
I could literally go anywhere. We'd be tromping through the woods like all day long. We'd be getting into we did the most fucked up things as kids. I was not a very good kid. And then yeah, I could bike to my friend's house anytime. We'd bike across town. We'd bike fucking forever. Like, and then my sister was like, I think she had a cell phone like 4 or 5 years before I did, just so that they could keep tabs on her. I think I'm not sure if that's actually true, but it seems pretty accurate.
Yeah, I had like a radius of a couple streets over. I was able to go just like walk to a friend's house or bike over to a friend's house. There was never an issue.
No, we could go for miles.
Yeah. That's funny.
We moved a lot.
Literally
but
all day too. I'd be gone sometimes like 7 a.m. and be home at like after dark.
Dude, that's awesome. There was one place we lived where it was like a military base, but it was off the base. It was like a Department of Defense owned the housing. So there's just a bunch of other military families from different branches, and it turned out there was a bunch of other homeschooled kids there. And dog, we had fucking walkie-talkies, and everybody's fucking parents were on the fucking channels. We were riding our bikes through the federally owned land, and like that was a blast. I really enjoyed that place that we lived. Having a little bit of freedom was awesome.
Did you guys ever have that? Oh, go ahead.
No, you go first.
Did you guys ever have like the concept of? I'm not even sure if this is like a outside of Minnesota concept. Like, did you ever play like, night games, like kick the can at dark or stuff, or like?
We do like Manhunt. If that's
Yeah, we did Manhunt, we did Assassin, and we did Sardines.
But like particularly at night.
Yeah, always.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just called them night games, and we just get to this. Yeah, that shit was peak, fucking prime.
Agreed.
What's the most angry your mother's been at you in your childhood?
How long are you defining childhood? Because I can tell you like exactly what my mother and I's worst fight was about, but it was not actually about like the thing that we were like fighting on the surface level, and it was like
we'll
when
say
I was like
up
16 or 17.
Through high school.
Okay, yeah. The biggest fight that I've ever had with my mother, and maybe if she listens to the podcast, she can call me and we can discuss it. Okay. We were arguing. This is going to sound so retarded. We were arguing on the surface about these retarded blue chairs that she bought for our house, and they were like the most uncomfortable, dumbest shit. But it wasn't about the chairs. Like I was just telling her like, why the fuck did you buy these? And like she got them from like the church or something. And it was like boiling over like the last 2 weeks of like us just having issues about like I don't even know what it was, but like just like really dumb teenage shit, obviously. But that was the object that we chose to fight about. And I think I made her cry. Like the only time it's ever happened. Like I was just being a big dick. And of course I thought I was hot shit because I had like a girlfriend. And like I think at the time that we had that last fight, my girlfriend was actually over at my house as well. So it was probably just peacocking or something and being an absolute asshole. But it was like over blue chairs, but it was actually about like all these other issues that we'd been having for like weeks or something. And it was probably 99% my fault, just being a retarded teenager. Yeah, that's all it was.
What about you, Gilmore?
Well, I guess 2 stories. So the most mad she's ever been at me is we had a treadmill in our basement, and I was home alone. I was probably like 13 or 14 years old, and the treadmill broke, so we had a repair person coming in. Was it to install it or to fix it? I can't remember. And I was home alone, and the person came to the door, some like dude in his like 40s, and he was like, "Hey, I'm here to like repair the treadmill." And I was like, Okay, sure. It's like pre-cell phones. So I let him in. He comes downstairs, like fixes the treadmill. And my mom gets home like halfway through him fixing the treadmill, and she's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like a stranger into the house, like with no one else home. Like how could you possibly do that? Like he could have been like a child molester. He could have been like anyone." And I like it didn't even like cross my mind that I probably shouldn't let strangers in the house. So she got really, really mad at me then. But the one time I ever made her cry that I'm aware of was we were doing Passover at my house, and I have a younger brother and a younger sister. And my mom put on these glasses, which she had never worn before. And they're like really, really old school glasses, like from like the 70s or maybe even the 60s. And we were like just making jokes about who she looked like. I think we like said she looked like Yoko Ono or something like that. And she just ran off and started crying because we were like making jokes like that. I've never felt so bad in my entire life.
Bro, you said that someone looks like Yoko Ono. Yeah, I'd start fucking crying, of course.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of a story that just happened a couple years ago. I think it was either like Thanksgiving or Christmas. It was some kind of dinner that we were hosting at my house, and my mom was looking at this picture of my sister, and she was like, "I can't even tell which one you are in this photo." And then she was basically implying that my sister looked heavy in the photo, and my sister was so insulted.
Oh, no.
Like my sister, it was something they dressed up for Halloween in school. My sister was a teacher, and like. It wasn't like a thin cut piece of clothing or something. Like it's not like you're supposed to look thinner, but it was like she was implying that my sister looked heavy, and my sister was just like, "What the fuck?"
That's insane.
Wait, so Marlow, what's yours for the most angry?
Well, so the problem for me is like I was raised in an evangelical like fundamentalist house, so like I didn't fight with my mom because I was raised to believe that like women's opinions are worthless. So like I never had arguments with my mom because like why would I listen to what the fuck she has to say? You know what I mean? I just like placate her and move on with my day. But the worst fight I ever had with my dad, it was so like we lived in Texas at the time, and as you might know, it's fucking hot as shit in Texas, and it's very frustrating. So I'm sitting there in my shorts, I'm sitting there with my feet up, I'm watching my TV show. My dad gets home from work, he sits down in his chair, he turns on NCIS without saying hello, you know, classic. I'm chilling, I'm watching NCIS with my dad, not exchanging words, and he keeps looking over at me. And I finally, like, he does it like 3 or 4 times, and I go, "Is something up, dude?" And he was like, "Don't you think you should shave your legs?" And I was like, "Okay, look, listen, I'm home for the summer, so like, I'm not really, look, I don't want to. Is that enough reason for you?" He was like, "Well, it's really like, it's just gross." And I'm like, "That's fine. That's fine if you think that. That's a normal thing to think. Like, I'm not mad at you for thinking it's gross, but like, I don't understand why you're worrying about it. I don't understand." And he's like, "Well, it's just like, look, the Bible says to love your neighbor, and it's like not a loving thing for you to make me look at your hairy legs." And I was like, "Dog, I think that you should be, I think your priesthood should be revoked. I don't know what the fuck you are talking about." And like I could hear my mom like cutting vegetables in the kitchen like faster and faster as she's like listening to this conversation, you know? And like it escalated into a fucking screaming match, which I had never really tried out before, screaming back at my dad. Usually I just kind of let him fucking shout. And it culminated in I was like, "You know what? All right, fine. I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna shave my fucking legs. Would you like me to wax my pussy for you while I'm at it?" And I got grounded.
How old were you?
I was just a little bit older than 18.
Okay.
Just for the record, Marlow, at that age, you were waxing your own pussy?
No, I actually don't prefer to remove my body hair because I have really sensitive skin, bro. I just don't like it. I got the full underarm thing going. I got the whole thing going. I just don't. Look. If I could, maybe I would, but I can't, so I don't.
Normally, this discussion about. Sorry, go ahead.
No, she came upstairs. She had a margarita in each hand, and like she dumped both of them into one cup and handed me both the margaritas in one cup and was like, "I'm so sorry."
I was going to say, normally this amount of discussing body hair on the female body would really turn off Merles, but man, that guy needs to get fucking laid lately. So Merles, if you're listening to this, buddy, you owe us, okay?
That's for you, brother.
I'll stop it.
Wait, Marlow, do you have access to the show notes channel while we're in here? I always forget if our guests do or not.
I don't think she does.
I don't think I do.
I'll just DM you. So I have one last brief little mini story. Like this was like from the same era where my mom and I were kind of fighting. We only like butted heads for like I don't know, like a year of our entire lives, like even like semi-remotely. Obviously, it culminated with the bad crying. But there was one time where like I think I either refused to do laundry or I refused to clean my room or both. And so her response was to put like this lock bar on my steering wheel so I couldn't drive. Like,
Oh
have you guys ever
God.
seen something like this?
Like the crowbar that. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
those.
it like
Mhm.
extends out and locks. And so
Right.
Marlo, I'm gonna send you this image here really quick. My response to that was to start to take a hacksaw and go through it. And I sent this to someone else in Discord a while ago, and then I stopped halfway through because I'm like, fuck, if I break it, it's just gonna get worse. I'll just fucking do my laundry or clean my room or something. But like, it was just like a really funny like I conspired with my friend. I'm like, bring your hacksaw over here. Let's fucking do this. And I made him do all the work, of course, because I'm kind of like a little bitch. But um, it was just it was just a funny story that I thought of.
Imagine being willing to hacksaw through a half-inch metal pipe, a solid half-inch metal rod, rather than do your fucking laundry. Incredible. That's resolve. That's what that is.
Look, I figured that my mom had been laundering my football gear for years. Like, why? What's another couple loads of laundry? Who fucking cares?
The
So,
reason I don't like doing my laundry is because I like when you have to start and stop something, it feels like a lot more work. You know what I mean? I like something that I can stand there and just raw dog the whole thing all in one go, no breaks, no stopping, no thinking, like the dishes, right? I don't have a dishwasher. I do all my dishes by hand. I stand there, I do not move until they're all done. But the fucking laundry, I have to like put it in there and then I have to go back and I have to put in the next thing, then I have to like go back and I have to get it out, and then by then I'm already exhausted and I don't want to fold that shit.
and just as a funny side note, in the last 5 minutes, I didn't want to bring this up mid stories. A certain someone has sent me another Nick Fuentes clip. Okay, so
We love you, MK.
My only hang up, this is like I don't know if it's like a phobia, maybe it is of mine, is I get really grossed out by like stagnant water. So if there's a lot of like dishes and there's like water that's like filling up the sink a little bit, it really grosses me out. So I have to like avoid that happening when I do the dishes. I'm fine
I
doing the
actually
dishes
relate.
generally, but it freaks me out.
I actually like
I
doing
used
dishes. No one
to
believes me, but
I like dishes too. I used to get a little cringed out by the like, especially if the water's cold. Like I know it's been sitting there for a long time.
Yeah.
But then I eventually started taking shifts in restaurants, in the dish pit, just like if they needed help and stuff. And I tell you what, I have been elbow deep in a grease trap. Nothing's gross anymore.
wait, that's actually true. I cleaned the catch under my sink like I think it was last summer or something. Man, that's the worst fucking
Dude,
smelling
I
shit that's ever been down
oh my
there.
God.
I bought my house from my
Oh,
parents, and so like I know it's not been cleaned. It wasn't cleaned in like 20 years or something. And I was like, what the fuck is down here? I texted my mom and my sister. I'm like, who the fuck shoves straws down the fucking sink when we were kids and stuff? I pulled the literally, it was so bad, Gilmore. Like I went and cleaned it out in like the laundry tub downstairs, and like the filth that came out of it, I like wrapped it in like 6 bags and went and threw it outside. It was so disgusting. Like it
that
was
yeah, that's
terrible.
that's that like freaks me out. And also with the shower, like cleaning out like hair from the drain in the shower, that also like that really gets me.
I just
So
use those like tub shrooms now. Like they just catch all the hair. Like it's way nicer.
oh yeah. That makes I just put gloves on at this point, but it's just so gross. I don't know. It's too much for me.
Whenever I take a shower, I use my foot to like scooch all the hair off of the drain after I'm done showering, and then I go get it with a paper towel.
Okay, I can
Are
see
you trying
that.
to get Merle's off? Oh my god.
Dude,
No,
I
it's
had a
okay.
He's really down bad, okay?
one of the weirdest traits I've ever had in a significant other is I had an ex who her like your hair like naturally just falls out when like you're in the shower, and she would take her hair and like swirl it on the wall to like remember to like throw it away after the shower. Have you ever done that?
Oh, I
What do you
do
mean
that
swirl it on the
because
wall?
no, well, if I don't, because I have really fine straight hair, so like if I don't take it out of the, because I comb it out while I'm in there, I stick it to the wall on purpose. But like
Okay, yeah.
swirling it onto the wall is the only way to get it off of my wet skin.
Okay, so you did
It's
the
not
exact
like,
same thing then. There you
yeah,
go.
it's not because like I need to remember. It's because that's the only way I can get it off of me.
Oh my god.
I mean, some of mine just naturally ends up on the walls. I don't have to tell you. Like that's the downside of having long hair. I shed like a motherfucker.
I forgot you have long hair too, yeah. That's
You
funny.
know. But
Can't you see
but
his puppy?
the one thing that I learned about having long hair, Gilmore, is never buy the story where women are like, I have to take a 30-minute shower because I have long hair. It's the complete most bullshit,
Yes.
fucking retarded shit of all time. These women are lying to you. They're running up your electric bill and your water bill. It's just disgusting.
I like
Yeah.
to take a long shower so that I can dissociate.
I could see that. I agree with that actually.
It's nice not to think thoughts. I just stand there. The
Right.
water and the noise makes it so that my thoughts don't think.
I usually always play music in the shower, so I guess I'm always thinking something.
I do that if I need to remember not to dissociate.
Wait, you think when you're like listening to music?
Yeah, usually like I'll either be like listening to the song and then I'll like get distracted enough where like then I start thinking thoughts and then the music breaks back in. I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't you ever like zone out and like the music is just like the background?
See, I'm so bad at like understanding the lyrics being said during songs. I just like can't focus on it. It's just like background noise to me.
Hmm.
I listen to a lot of music that doesn't even have lyrics.
Same. Because it doesn't
Like
make a
that,
difference to me.
like that Mongolian shit.
The throat, like
That
singing.
stuff seems pretty cool, but I haven't gotten into it yet.
Bro, there's like this really funny TikTok or like this thing where like someone this like really nerdy dress up guy is like, oh, who's your favorite band? And I think there's like a Mongolian band called like the Who or something, or he names like some song. This is my favorite song, and they saw him say that, and this guy's dressed like a fucking omega dork, like it's terrible. And they see that, and they conspire to like fly him out to Mongolia. It's really cool. I'll send you guys the video. Just a really random story. All right. Anyone want to share some deep dark secrets on the podcast?
Let me think. Okay, so one time at summer camp, there was a get together. I hope my mom doesn't listen to this. And the last day of camp, all like the campers, including myself, like snuck out to go into like a big field. And some of the girls in the other I don't know what they call them, like cabins or whatever, were like standing in the field and they were like flashing us. And my mom asked me if I was part of the group because the counselors found out. And my mom worked at the camp. And my mom's like, "Oh, were you one of the kids who was out there getting flashed?" And I lied to her and said I wasn't one of the kids out there. So I apologize to my mom for lying about that.
My God.
Yeah.
This isn't like a deep dark secret, but it reminded me of like a sleepover. There was one time my second best friend was staying the night at my house, and we woke up at like 2 or 3 in the morning. Like it was definitely like that time, and it was like the middle of winter. And we like looked out the living room window. We had a pull-up couch at the time, and it was like beautifully snowing. And so like we literally, this is gonna sound so retarded. We literally got full dress like in winter gear and went outside and like went sledding at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And like thinking back on this, I know for a fact that my parents heard us leave the house and they just never said anything. And I just never, it just never was a topic or an issue. But we were outside for like probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, like in the middle of the fucking night in northern Minnesota, like sledding. Yeah, just fucking wild.
That's fun. Okay, Marlow. Ended off on a high note.
I'm trying to think. The problem is I didn't have any privacy growing up. So like, if I have a secret, it's buried. I don't remember them. And also,
Did you?
I know, like, I have no idea. I don't know any of the bad things about myself. They don't exist. What are you talking about? I don't have any of those.
Did you have like an open door policy at your house?
Yeah, there were no locks on any doors.
It's fucking wild. I don't think we had any locks growing up either. Actually, my sister got a lock at some point, and I never did. That's fucked up.
And I couldn't have a journal. If I had a journal, it was gone through. No matter how hard I tried to keep it a secret. And yeah, it took me a really long time to like be okay as a person. I'm seriously trying to think.
Here, this will get your mind going. When I was in high school, I had like just like a full size mattress, but it was like on like this weird like wooden built bed frame, I guess. And we could never like have sex on the bed because like it just made too much fucking noise with the wood underneath it. And so we'd always lift the mattress like onto the floor, and that conveniently also blocked the door from opening. So that saved us a few times. Thank you so much for that. Having a small room, thank you, really saved me. Okay.
Incredible. That's
great.
incredible, actually.
It was like so funny. Just like at one point we finally got to it. It's like, okay, let's just move the mattress, and we just did that the rest of the time. It was pretty based.
Oh, okay. This is just something retarded that I did, but I haven't told people about this. When I was in college, I worked really hard. It was like my very, very, very last year of college. I worked really hard to get all my shit done so that I could get my ADHD diagnosis so that I could go on meds because I was flunking my classes. And so I finally got on the meds, and I didn't know that they were going to test me for weed to get a refill. And I would have stopped smoking weed if they just told me that, but they decided to like not tell me that. So I didn't know. So I got on the meds for like it was like a month or something. And then after a month, I got off the meds because they wouldn't give me a refill because I had smoked weed. And I tried to talk to the guy I bought drugs from to see if he could like sell me some Adderall. And he was like, yeah, if you like meet me, I'll sell it to you. And I was like, cool. And he was like, oh, I met up with him and he was like, oh, I still gotta go by the house and I can get it for you. But if you give me the money, I'll go ahead and go get it for you. And I was like, okay. And I gave him my money and he never came back.
Oh my god. I was so nervous this was going in a different direction, but I'm glad he only just stuck your money.
I have somehow been in upwards of like 5 different crap houses and I've always been fine. Don't know what it is.
That's good to hear.
I think I'm just generally frightening. I think that's what it is. Like not like in a threatening way, but in like a ooh way, you know?
Marlow,
Yeah.
would you believe it if I told you that I've never smoked weed?
Yeah, I believe that. You're a pretty principled person.
Oh my god. A lot of people like find trouble believing that. Kind of fucked
Yeah, that
up.
makes total sense to me.
Okay, I respect you, Marlow.
You too, bud.
Wait, any final thoughts, Gilmore? I mean, I know we kind of started this on your kind of transphobic arc again. I'm sure a lot of that'll be
Oh
cut out of
my
the
God.
podcast, but anything you want to say? If we cut the entire like rant about you not letting trans people in the military, that's fine. But any final thoughts?
I don't think we even discussed the military in this one, but
Okay, he's gonna cut out the episode, folks. Okay.
No, I think we covered pretty much everything. I'm glad we got to our deepest, darkest secrets, which wasn't even planned. So I'm glad you could be part of this, Marlow.
Glad to be back, gentlemen. Look
All right,
forward
it
to
was
the
a
next
long
one.
episode. God bless. Support Gavin Newsom 2028. We love you. And yeah, peace out. How do you stop this? It's been so long. Oh my god. I actually don't know. Leave it. Thank you, everyone, for listening to another episode of the Gohndim Gilmore Show. Check the links in the show description to see where you can find us. Join our Discord to interact with us and submit questions for the next show. As always, your support is much appreciated. Until next time, adios.
Bye-bye.